They paint the air with lies, a cover for the things we trust. Behind the curtain, mind games, day is night, night is day. They call it wild conspiracy, but can you smell the irony? Truth is lies, lies are truth. It's mind-boggling, liberally challenging. Liberally challenging. Whispers rise through the static, hidden letters maze. They laugh at those who dare to doubt, but every secret we scream out. They call it wild conspiracy, but can you smell the irony? Truth is lies, lies are truth. It's mind-boggling, liberally challenging. Liberally challenging. They call it wild conspiracy, but can you smell the irony? Truth is lies, lies are truth. It's mind-boggling, liberally challenging. They call it wild conspiracy, but can you smell the irony? Truth is lies, lies are truth. It's mind-boggling, liberally challenging. Liberally challenging. It's over, Joe.
Hello, everybody. I was having a problem pushing the dang buttons on my game. How is everybody tonight? I guess I can't really answer yet, but
You always
tell
do
me
that.
in the comments how you are. I'd like to know. Haven't seen you guys in a while.
It's been a long time. Well, we've
Yes, it
definitely
has.
cut down like we wanted to.
We did. Thank God.
Other thing, yeah, I know.
I think it was
We're
a little bit
pushing
too
it,
much.
and I'd rather have quality than quantity, I suppose. And
Sure.
it's gonna be that way now.
hmm
I like this is actually old Joe's show today because he's really technically hosting. You've got like the one or two topics. Of course,
Yeah.
we'll discuss a little bit about Iran and stuff. I ran away, but other than that,
Oh, we
I
do.
love that song, and I hope I did the video justice. Um, didn't really have much of a topic, but just something to watch while it plays. They can't all be good. No, I'm
All
kidding.
right.
What?
Well, maybe it can.
Thanks,
Maybe,
Joe.
maybe
Are
it
you
can
telling
all
me
be
it wasn't
great.
good, the video?
No, it could be great.
Yeah, shut the.
Great, because it was great.
It's like Abbott and Costello here. Okay.
Go in here and redo
I
this.
am.
Copy link. Just doing one real quick thing, real quick.
Good evening, Patriots. How are we
There we
tonight?
go.
There's lots to discuss.
There we go. Yay, I
That
did
was
it.
Bailey Nix, guys. That was Bailey Nix. And
All
he
right,
did a
yeah.
few songs. His songs are blowing up. They're all
AI. But
Mhm.
what happened was he was a
It's
poet, and I've known this for 10 years. He was like, he wrote as a kid and he goes, I want to try it again. So about 9, 10 years ago, he started poetry again, and he was really good with stuff, putting
Hmm.
words together, just and then now and music too. He's kind of more my category of music, hard rock or heavy metal, or I don't know. He's got eccentric tastes, but
It's okay.
now he put it all to AI. So one person could create like a whole band. Oh my God, what is this world coming to? I'm so afraid. I'm not. I am not. Because some people will do old school. Okay. I was forced in college to learn how to do art on computers.
Mhm.
In fact, I was doing it way before that too, but you have to do it to get studio arts degree. That libtard failed me, that old man. He we were supposed to do a very minimal structure of like a square box made out of metal and paint it like two colors.
Right.
And it was just the paper thin metal, a little thicker, but I couldn't. So I'm cutting it here and I'm wrapping it up there and I'm painting and I'm making little mushrooms and I put freaking plaster there. He failed me. I was like, fuck you. Any other professor would have been like, okay, she went a little far and beyond, but it's fine. I can't put that in the hallway with the rest of the kids. But I've had other professors that were like, okay, she's above the first or second level, so just move her the hell
Goes, she goes way beyond.
up. Well, the arts, forget it. I've been like yay high in the
Yeah.
arts.
Take an extra
So,
step.
good evening,
Nothing
Joseph. How you
wrong with
feeling,
that.
love?
Who's all there? Hey, Joseph.
Mr. Joseph Rogers. Yes.
Yeah, Josefo.
That's really freaky when you open up your notes and you see Jack the Ripper.
Jack.
Because nowadays, Jack the Ripper makes a lot more sense. A
Wow.
prominent doctor,
Interesting.
they always said. They always said he was probably somebody well known, wealthy, and a doctor who dismembered these ladies and did unspeakable acts. And it just makes sense that, it's part of the freaking Illuminati. Can we say this? I'm one day. I just want to just have somebody come out and say, "Oh, it's the Illuminati." Come on, let's say it together. It's the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Because it's really not that difficult to understand.
Illuminati.
Uh, Jack the Ripper was a
Mhm.
doctor in the Illuminati.
Probably,
Absolutely.
yeah, more than likely, yeah,
Absolutely.
he was
That's
in
where
the
all these,
Illuminati.
there were doctors in the 40s, 50s, and 60s that tortured women. All right. Not only,
Oh, this torturing shit goes way, way back.
oh, I know, but
That's,
we have it on record. Like
yeah.
where women having anxiety, this is terrible. This is
Why are
terrible.
people like
Please,
this?
if you have any young children by you, if women had anxiety, doctors thought they needed an orgasm.
Oh
This was a
gosh.
thing. Oh, yeah. So they would have to make sure that these women got orgasms.
Oh geez.
They would have back alley abortions, late abortions, or or back alley pregnancies. Take these kids, sell them for either food or adoption or sex. I mean, this shit's not a joke. We could see it everywhere. And when you see it, it's the bad guys. 95% of them are cabal. That's why I keep saying that these guys raiding California right now, who are they? Who do you think they are?
They're paid.
They're paid.
They're paid.
They have been part of either the cartels or the UN soldiers, as I call them, the barbarians, because that's the way they act. Have I not been what Trump even called them what? Animals. They're animals
Hmm.
because Human beings do not come over to rape children
There you go.
in this country. That's not
Murder and
what
rape.
humans do. Animals
Murder and
do
rape.
that.
Murder and rape.
Yeah, well, whatever else comes with it.
Yeah. It's like full on debauchery.
It's disgusting.
Bad. It's real
So
bad.
Brian Wilson too, he passed,
Yeah,
from the Beach Boys.
yeah, from the Beach Boys. Wow, it's really sad. That's really sad
Now,
news.
one of them died from drugs.
But this guy was old, wasn't
Good,
he?
good, good, good vibrations.
This was the an
Yeah,
old.
but
Yeah, he
it
was real
doesn't,
old.
to me, that they might be,
Mm,
like all these families, like the Baldwins, the Wilsons, these type of families are families.
yeah.
But I can't tell you enough that George Bush is related to Ellen DeGeneres. They're somehow related even to the Obamas. And this goes back to George Washington, which I hope Mama Ellen's listening because she was the
Mm,
one talking about it. And it just dawned on me that that there are people related to Washington in the Illuminati. So it might make sense. I think even, or is Tom Hanks related to Lincoln? No, I think he's related to Washington. I
mm.
gotta look that up because if he's related to Lincoln, it's a lie. That's how sure I am. Like like for example, when they and I'll let you go over the South America in 2 seconds. When they started acid rain, right? How long ago was this? I only because I put up the meme, and I'll show that after because we'll talk about it a little more. They started this acid rain.
Mhm.
Gotta be careful of acid rain, it's gonna kill our plantation.
Yeah, I remember all that shit. Yeah, they did
I
say
remember
that.
when it started coming out. Well,
Yeah,
guess what was causing the acid rain, guys?
they were.
The chemtrails.
Yeah, they
And
were.
that's why people are getting sick. Please don't think it's all about COVID. A lot of it is. The earth is replenishing itself. God is replenishing the earth, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's happening. The awakening is happening. So these things are going to happen. Stuff from the air is going to hurt our minds, hurt our bodies, kill us if we're older, disturb us. We got to keep healthy. I'm not trying to alarm anybody, but we should have been probably staying in. That's probably the heaviest. They probably did a lot of the cleaning up during COVID, where things are falling out of the sky. All right, so it's going to be at its heaviest during certain periods where they know we're going to be indoors, maybe during all these weird rainfalls and
Hmm.
tsunamis and tornadoes and hurricanes and
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I mean, there's the Etna erupting. Let's be honest. Gold is arising from the mantle to the mantle, the
From
crust
the
of the earth,
center, from the core. It's
from the
coming
core
from
to
the
the yeah.
core.
I
Or
mean,
from, yeah.
but nothing to see here. The planets aligned.
We're having, hey, you know what? We're having all those earthquakes that are miles underground all over the world.
Well, that makes sense. If there's liquid oil, if liquid, well, it is gonna. If it's liquid gold, right? It's
Right.
still metal. It's gonna push up. It's going to be hot. It's going to break surfaces and like you said, the tectonic plates and all that.
They're moving.
They are shifting. And
Yeah.
hopefully, California would on that fault will just happen to like float away. No, I'm kidding. I love my California. Brian Fox, I love you.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, man, California's a pretty place. It really is.
no, there's good parts of
It
it.
is. It's a pretty place.
But let's just say let's just say that might happen. No, but like so the gold is rising, it's gonna come up and it's gonna harden.
Hmm.
And things are going to be a little level and then we're going to go digging and then more gold will come up so we're going to have these things until we get all our money back because gold is money for more than
Hey, give me
material
some of that
adornment
shit.
reasons, huh?
Give me some of that shit.
Damn straight. Oh, I
Right?
have. I've been collecting silver and gold. I don't have as much as some, but you're
Silver and
stuck in a
gold.
hard spot.
Silver and
Like we're
gold.
gonna we're gonna sell this place and hopefully get another house somewhere. And if we need an extra 10,000,
Yes.
maybe, I'll do what I gotta do.
Right.
But I'm a little nervous tonight, guys. My husband, well, he
He's coming.
landed actually. He
There you
landed.
go.
So,
Safe.
yeah. Well, it's still pouring out and they got to drive home. That's
Well, yeah, there's that.
all right. Let's get on to your big. I'm
Hmm.
curious, and Hawkeye wants to know.
He
My
does.
mascot or liberally challenged mascot, Hawkeye wants to know what the hell is going on with these South American people.
Well, the scientists actually they have discovered an unknown group that lived around 6,000 years ago down in Colombia.
Okay.
Okay, that's on like what on the western side of South America, the top part of it. So they say that their DNA doesn't connect them to any known ancient or modern populations in South America.
Are these are these people no longer living? There's none.
Of course, they're not no longer living.
Okay.
They
Okay. Just
disappeared.
okay.
They disappeared about what just after that 6,000 years ago, right?
Okay.
They lived. They live. They're they're closely related to another part of like the. Hold on, let me see where it was at because you got me confused now. Oh yeah. Okay.
Didn't you say
So this is what it is. The analysis of their bones from ancient people once lived in Colombia was discovered that their DNA doesn't directly connect them to any other population. So it's thought that these people might somehow be related to speakers of Chib-Chan languages. It's a weird word.
Chipchan?
Chib-Chan languages, which are spoken in the area where they once lived, right? But that's on Colombia, right? Um,
Spanish.
yeah, more genomic research will be needed to demystify these people. They don't really know who they are yet.
Didn't they come from Russia?
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought you
it's
said.
here it is. Look, listen to this. Around 6,000 years ago, hunter-gatherers who migrated south settled in Bogota Altiplano of what is now Colombia, transitioning to an agricultural society over the next 4,000 years. And then they disappeared about 2,000 years ago. Then they just vanished.
Oh, so they did live there for they lived there
Yeah,
for millennia. Okay.
right. Okay, so they lived there for a while, and then all they found was the skeletal remains of these people. Okay, but they're saying that the genetics tell the story of how the Americas were populated by ancestors of modern indigenous people. Their origins lie in Siberian and East Asian groups who are thought to have first mixed 20,000 years
Like
ago
Malaysia, Siberia.
during the late Paleolithic
Holy shit.
area,
How the hell did they make it?
later
This
crossing a bridge of ice to North America some 16,000 years ago. It was then that the lineage split into northern Native America and southern Native American lines.
Oh,
While the
really?
northern and Native American
Bridge of
ancestry is
ice?
mostly made up of populations that stayed in North America. See, three more branched south and
What's the
became
bridge of ice?
um, it's from Russia to Alaska. That little piece right there. Because a long time ago, remember, there was an ice age and the ice was thick up there, and these people probably
It
crossed that
still
way.
exists?
No, it does
Oh,
not. Oh,
so
no, it does not exist at all. That's ocean now.
well, there's a part in like Korea. It's so fascinating.
Yeah.
And there's different islands, I guess, in Korea, and there's one part that there's two different oceans, and
Hmm.
they kind of separate, and you can actually walk across certain times of the year. They know they can walk across this ocean. It's crazy, like kind of like when Moses separated the Red River. Didn't he do
Hmm.
that? Something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
I
one of
wonder.
them rivers.
I wonder if other other waters do that, you know? Oh my. Everybody, virtual high five.
Ooh, that was
Virtual
great.
power for Trump.
That was great, man. We did good.
Very good. Yeah, I like that. See, now
Isn't that
I
cool?
wanted to just add on to that where the Aztecs and Mayans,
Hmm.
where the hell did they come from? Where,
Those people.
that's the thing.
There you go.
That's the thing. And I think we looked it up and before it was Columbia, it was known as something else like
Yeah, I told. Yeah, I did say that.
Great. What was it? Do you remember?
Um,
Great. It began with a G, no?
hmm Let me scroll back up.
Not that big of a deal. But the word means pomegranate.
Yeah, that's right. It was. That's right.
And I'm pretty sure that the pomegranate
There it is.
comes from India or
Wasn't it
Malaysia.
pagoda?
Yes, pagoda, pomegranate.
Yeah.
Very, very strange here. So if we do have people in South America, how did they get there 6,000 years ago?
They walked.
Okay. Yeah, that's 4,000 years
That's a
before
long,
Christ,
long ways.
right?
Hmm. Yes.
And then before that, you have the Egyptians. Now, if you uncover certain areas, they look exactly like in South America, the
Hmm.
Mayan temples. They look exactly like the Egyptian temples. And in fact, in the Grand Canyon, I will find that picture. I will find that picture. I'm
Where they
getting
stood.
pictures all
Yeah.
together. There's a bunch of them we're going to go through one day, pictures and a few videos. Um,
Yeah, I can look
where
into that. Let's do that next one.
there looks to have been, yeah, maybe well, I need a little more time. I've been working on and off.
Yeah, no worries.
There happens to have been a sphinx. It looks like the
Yeah.
Great Sphinx,
Yeah,
right?
but
Part
then
of the Grand
you're not
Canyon.
allowed in that area. You're
And
right.
you're not allowed there,
Yep. Hmm.
correctamundo.
Yeah. Hmm.
There must be still
Oh,
openings.
and I wanted to say this. I wanted
This
to say
can't be
this.
possible in the
In
400-year-old country.
in the Grand Canyon, there are rocks that are cut. I mean, rocks that are they're real big rocks that are cut. They look like the big square rocks that you would use in the pyramids.
Yes. Yes. And there are
Not saying
sections
anything, I'm
where
just saying.
people swear they've been into or that other people have disappeared from, collecting information in caves,
Hmm.
finding artifacts. They brought some back, what they could carry,
Yeah, isn't that
and then
cool?
they've disappeared.
Mhm.
This is all true.
Right.
Um,
Right.
it's as easy as looking it up.
Well, we have, and here you go. Like we have on our mountain. I don't know. I've shown you guys the mountain here in Albuquerque, but on the other side of the mountain, we have what we call the Sandia Man Cave,
Right.
where, yeah, I mean, this guy lived in that cave, yeah,
Yes.
BC, before
Yes.
Christ.
See, now how did they get, don't get me wrong, even if the continents weren't all one back then either. So how? Doesn't it seem unlikely that you got all these pyramids and monoliths in and 4,000 I've mentioned, 4,000 between England and France alone.
Right.
It seems to be we're getting proof of soil liquidation here and other things that happened here that are covered up in America, in North America. Finding things in South America that we always accept. How can we always accept that the Mayan temple is just sitting there? How did it get there? How did these people get there? Because those things, those Mayan temples and all those structures, they're for up there, right? communicating with a calendar they barely could understand, with stars and movements, astronomy. We have paintings and artifacts proving that there are others that've seen aliens. Oh my God. I don't understand why aliens is such a like a tough subject for people. Why would God stop at us?
He
Holy
didn't.
mackerel.
He
We
didn't.
suck. Either
Yeah.
we're here on a good ass mission and we don't know it, which I
Yeah.
believe. I personally believe we are God's little warriors and we're
Hmm.
here on a mission. That's very difficult for me to say, but that's the only thing that makes sense. It's time for, the awakening and we're forcing it. And there are people like myself, like Dana, like Charles, like Mama Helen, like Susan, like Sarah, like Joseph, like Mac, Alan. I always call him Mac, whatever. There's so many of
All of
us.
us.
But then there are people that still believe Soros is in control of all these riots. No, no, no,
No.
no. This is
Mm-mm.
hidden money and hidden people. But you see, this is bringing them out. These
Yeah.
hidden people and hidden money,
Hmm.
they're coming out now because they have no choice but to fight back, right? So
Hmm.
now we're ICE and Trump and Christy Nome and whoever else, Holman, they know where they are. These are
Yeah.
these are the ones we didn't give a card to or 3,000 a month to. They didn't have uh hotels to stay in. That's what's going on. And they were invading California. It makes most sense. New York
Yes.
wasn't half as bad. It's harder. It's harder in New York because why? California is more fast.
Mhm.
Vance. Sorry. Joe, you were telling me something about the all great and mighty Walmart that people
I
still.
did. Can I show you real quick?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let me move this over here.
Wow.
If you'll notice this article right here, it says no kings, June 14th. That's tomorrow. Mobilize, right? Look what they're opposed to. We are a people of principle and honor. Are they Democrats? Yeah, right. We honor our commitments and stand by our allies. We defend against aggression by dictators. We uphold and defend the Constitution. Yeah. We care for veterans and children. We respect our neighbors and trading partners. We support a healthy national and international economy, community, and environment. We are the world leader trusted to uphold the stability of rule of law. That's what Republicans are. But these people are nasty. And look who it's funded by. Right here down on the bottom. Paid for by Christy Walton.
Who's Christy Walton?
Christy Walton is the actual owner of the Walmart store, Walmart Incorporated.
That's where the Walmart comes in. Guys,
That's where she
guys,
donated all.
your
She
money,
donated all the
your
masks.
money that you use in Walmart
Yep,
going right.
trying to destroy our country.
Very
This
good.
this is bullshit. These people
Boom.
think they're protecting our
Very
country.
good,
They're not.
Joe. Very good. And the
They're
conspiracies
destroying
are
it.
now, Joe,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've told you this before. Who owns Walmart?
Actually, the cabal, Illuminati's.
It's the China.
Oh,
China.
China. Yeah. Well,
Well,
They
yeah,
buy everything from
it's
China.
all from
Definitely.
it's all from the cabal
Mm.
anyhow. It's either cartels, the cabal. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
people. There's very
Yeah.
little choice left.
Yeah. All the
There
products come
can't be
from
all this
China. Yeah.
nonsense in the world
Most of them.
happening
Mhm.
without somebody trying to make it happen. All right. And the,
Yeah.
the the thing is, the good guys are trying to make it happen too. The good guys are pushing it. Trump is pushing it. Like
Right.
this whole thing with Iran. Ugh. To be such a
Well,
what do you think about this whole thing? So, do you know what happened? Because he's not listening to the news. I barely listen to the news, so we're blinded by the news. Mm.
I just, this is what I did. If it was me and I was, because I have not been paying attention to the news. Okay. So, um, this is what I think, because I've seen it in the past. Trump was always friendly with Israel. He was. Is he against them now? I'm not so sure, because we need Israel in that part of the world, because that's a stronghold for democracy so that they don't completely overrun and take over everything. Um, so I don't know. Maybe he's had a hand in, or he's directing Netanyahu to bomb Iran, the nuclear sites in Iran. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing. This is a big guess for me. That's what I think, because he wanted to get rid of the nuclear, and he keeps saying no nuclear device or bomb for Iran. So maybe he's using them to bomb Iran. I don't know. Who knows,
Okay,
man?
so
Trump is the art of the deal. It's the art of the deal, guys.
forget about all that.
By the hand.
That sounds more like left-wing media and
I don't
almost
know. I don't
some.
know. You might be right too. I don't know.
Because you see what's happening is Netanyahu is a bad dude. Part of the cabal, right? Trump knows it.
And anybody in that region is a bad dude.
No, 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 no. You got innocent people. It's
Mm,
always the
yeah.
governments. It's always the people in charge. It's
Right.
always the elites. You cannot
The
blame the
government. You're right. You're
people.
right. No, you're right. You're right.
Because if they didn't have their people to command, they wouldn't have the money to sit on.
Well,
All right?
there's some truth to that.
Slavery and royalty go hand in hand, guys.
Yeah,
It's
they
throughout
do.
time,
They do.
from the
And that,
Egyptian
yeah.
times to the Gothic times to the Renaissance times to the times when America was created.
And that's the last area of open royalty too, right? They got rid of kings and queens everywhere else, pretty much. I mean, they don't
No,
use them.
no. You
No,
got
the King of England doesn't really have
you
a
got
function.
Scotland, you got Spain, you got
Yeah,
England.
but they
They're
don't
all
really
over the
have too
place. What are
much
you
of a
talking about?
function
What?
anymore, do they? They don't
Norway?
have.
Yeah, they do.
I guess they. I
I
thought they
remember
used their
reading last
parliaments.
year that the Queen of England, before she passed, maybe it was 2 years ago, collected $2 a year from every citizen. So I forgot what it
Yeah.
came out to, but it was a few million.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're the queen? You're gonna get a few million a year?
Hmm.
You're
Just
already
whatever.
sitting on a gold fucking velvet throne. Is your tush not capable of stone? You
Yep.
bitch. You got to understand, Joe, they all are the same, right?
And I know that.
Netanyahu is one of them.
God, I know.
Netanyahu is probably Khazarian, which is a
Hmm.
fake Jew.
Hmm.
Fake.
Interesting.
Khazars most likely came from, similar to what you're saying, Siberia or Russia, Eastern Europe somewhere, right? They
Hmm.
were in charge, and they always had money and power. They had it already established by the time they were Khazarians. And then they said, "Hey, I need a religion to take over." So people think, and what better than God's children? What a disguise! This isn't democratic ploy. This is ancient history ploys. Okay? So this Netanyahu is probably not even Jewish.
Hmm.
What they are is inbred. And there are,
Any of these people that are in charge are inbred
oh,
anymore.
listen to me. Hold on. What did you say?
Any of these people that are in charge anymore are inbred.
Pretty much. George
Hmm.
Bush.
Oh yeah.
You can't look at this
Oh
man and
mom.
tell me he didn't, like his mother and father weren't brothers or something. Brothers and
I
sisters. I'm not even kidding.
don't doubt you, man.
Um, so we have to take all of this into consideration that, okay, so if he's not, say he is Khazarian, so he doesn't have the best interest of Israel at heart, right? Now, the other thing is, I don't remember exactly who they killed, Israel sent in. It cannot, sorry, it cannot be Israel's freaking drones or equipment. It's ours. Trump did it
Right.
because it was a targeted attack. Fuck no way. Sorry, pardon my French. There's no way that these sand people, even in Israel, with the tiniest army, the size of freaking Brooklyn, New York, sent in these navigated drones to kill certain people.
Mm.
Okay. Now, what have I been saying? Biden's auto pen used by the good guys signed to leave our equipment there, our military stuff,
Yeah.
right? Our tanks and everything. And the reason we're having a parade, I guarantee, is because the cabal is dead.
Bring the equipment here.
There
Bring
might
it
be
back.
a handful left to get.
Mm.
I've been feeling it for years that the earth feels lighter. I'm crazy too, so it might be that, but no, no, no. And I said the other day, Joe, there was a problem.
Mhm.
Do you
You
remember
did.
that?
Hmm. You did.
I said I feel like there had been a problem, and it was nothing that we knew of. But then a day or two later,
Something happened and it was all
something happened.
cleared up.
But it was good. They figured it out. That was us, guys. That wasn't Netanyahu, the Khazarian traitor to the Jews. Okay? Please don't mistaken beautiful religious Jewish people
Right.
that are brought down in blood and tradition to the Khazarians who fooled the Jews. And I'm not saying they didn't marry into Jewish religion or anything, or they married into everything.
Yeah.
There are Jewish Eastern European. There's so many Jewish Russian Jews, they call them Russian Jews, Ukrainian Jews, not as many Polish Jews, but there are. Why? How did this happen? Don't tell me it happened during World War II. What were the Jews doing all the way? Why were they in Eastern Europe? Why weren't they in South America building Egyptian pyramids? Do we understand that our history is false?
Yeah, it
That may
is.
be one of the biggest things to get.
Yeah.
Our history is terribly false. We are being brainwashed by
Changed.
what's
They changed
happening
it.
over in the Middle East.
Yep. Changed it.
Please, there's absolutely no reason to kill anybody. That's why I'm so proud. I know it was America, and we may never get the credit. Trump, Q may never get the credit, but if it's Q, it's a collection of different countries. Okay, that's 47 different countries, ironically.
Right.
You
The
can look it up.
intelligence part. Right.
It's
Q is
central,
highest intelligence
central
clearance.
command.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all over. There's 47 different countries out of,
Hmm.
I forgot what you said there was. I always
196 or 94, something like that.
95, 94, yeah, somewhere
Somewhere
around.
around in there.
And the Vatican and the White House and all these
Yeah.
places are not going to be considered of their own anymore. No 10-mile law around our Washington, D.C. No Chinese buying farmland. If
Yeah. They
Chinese
shouldn't be
wants
able
to
to. They
immigrant
shouldn't be
here
able
and
to.
become a farmer, by all freaking means, get your citizenship and
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. First
I
become a
have plenty of
citizen
Chinese
first.
friends. I have plenty of Muslim friends. I have plenty of Irish friends. I have plenty of Israeli friends. I mean, are you serious? You can't judge a, well, that doesn't really fit. You can't just say one whole country. And that includes Gaza and Iran, unfortunately. Where you think it's Iranians, I know it's the cabal. Okay? It's always been the cabal.
Yeah, they keep them.
Everything feckin'
They
war.
keep them fighting. They keep them mad. They keep them angry.
Correct.
You know?
And enslaved.
Yeah, death to America. Death to America. That's all they keep
Well, yeah,
chanting.
but that isn't that a
Makes you
ploy?
crazy after a
But
while.
that's a ploy.
It is.
I mean, just
It's what
just
they
like
use.
saying, the racism card is played the out. It's done. We're so sick and tired of this shit.
Yeah.
We could think for ourselves, thank you. Get off your throne. See how
Yeah.
Trump is doing it transparently, even through his Truth Social. And come on, come on. He doesn't even take a paycheck, this man. How can you not love him? And he's celebrating it's perfect timing because there are no coincidences. It's going to be like 250-year anniversary of our army.
Hmm.
And we're going to have this parade, and
Greatest
he
fighting
just
force
killed a
in the
few of the,
world.
people that mattered in Iran. There have been others, but others have been already probably, out of the way, gotten out of the way.
Well,
And
hey, Jerry says we get a lot of our tech from Israel. What do you think? I don't know. Maybe we do.
we get a lot of our technology from Israel.
Yeah, but I think we're getting a lot of it from the aliens too.
I think that too. I think we were left a lot of information, but
Yeah.
no,
I think they're giving it to us
I
now.
definitely believe that the U.S. Army is 100 years more advanced. I mean, I witnessed it. I witnessed it myself looking at that flying object that I talked about live or two ago. I mean, it was 15, 30, 20 feet away in the air. Couldn't hear a thing. It was
Hmm?
metal.
Oh yeah.
Because you could feel it almost. You could almost
Oh
feel
yeah.
it.
There's
You could see how
definitely
sharp the edge
aliens
was.
here.
And that's all I could see. How was it camouflaged? How?
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Hmm.
I'm watching it go slow as, I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
That just doesn't,
He says they've been pumping munitions to Israel since he got back into office. And it's just think about one of Trump's things is the supply lines. That's what Jerry said. So I don't know. Who knows? I
I'm not
mean,
going to
we're
say like everything. Okay, what bothers me? Israel did not allow the UN to drop tons of medical and food to the Gaza Strip to these kids that
right
are
to Gaza.
starving.
Right.
I don't trust Israel. I don't trust Netanyahu. Do I trust some of the people? Yeah. I don't trust the military because they're going to listen to the government.
We have to. Yeah, I get you.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Because I'd like to go and hug
I
my
didn't.
husband.
Yeah, I didn't get. We don't have anything else. That was our last story. I'll look up that other one
Now, I have
after.
a few other things, but like I want people to understand the reality of this. This is my last thing of the sex and child trafficking.
Mm,
Okay.
nasty
It
crap.
is so bad. We told a story like a couple months ago about this couple in Texas, American couple that adopted or bought one of these young boys, pretended to adopt it, I suppose, and used him in the bedroom, guys.
Yeah, it's just
That's how
gross.
sick and demented these people are. All right, we can't forget this. It's beyond what these cartels and the cabal did. On that note, take care, everybody. Have a good night. I
Thanks for
want to
listening,
go
guys.
see my hubby. I want to.